Hello everyone. I'm making this video as a personal log so I can remember varieties because I'm already forgetting what's what. So this is for me to look back on in case I forget before I label everything. This one, see, I've already forgotten. Dwarf Puerto Rican plantain. This one's supposedly Mona Lisa. Supposedly. Got a SH3640 right next to the bird bath. There's a Syntropic. And dwarf Namois here. Right here, super red plantain. On the other end, by the oak tree, is a Rajapuri. And starting over here, by my pop-up shade house, this is supposedly, I'm pretty sure, Popo Ulu. I don't know why it's having a hard time. Not really having a hard time, it's just not putting out nice looking leaves. This one, here's where I forget. I think this is Potogo, the fig banana. And this one is Kandarian. It's doing pretty good. These are the leaves that were on it when I put it in. So it's put out a couple, it's got some sunburn, but new ones are coming out fine. This one is supposedly Sabah. I've had the plant for so long. This is a pup off of it. You see how thin it is and sad. But it's got 2 leaves and 1 coming out already. This whole thing, I'm trying to get one of every variety that I have at the house. This is at the farm. I'm trying to get one of every variety out here because out here I can give them water. They have all the sun they could want, all the mulch they want, and all the compost that they can get. They all have the same environment. They're all treated basically the same. So if one doesn't do good, I can probably say that it's just not a good variety for my location. Because at the house I can't get irrigation to all of them, and I'm lazy, so I won't hand water. So a lot of these don't do well just because they're not taken care of. Like Kandarian always has a rough time because I never get it water. The Potogo I haven't had long enough to mess it up. But the Popo Ulu, same thing. Dwarf Puerto Rican, same thing, can't get water to it, so it just doesn't grow that well. Same thing with Mona Lisa, same thing with SH3640, same thing with Super Red, same thing with Red Ioline. One of these is a blue Java and one's a tall Namois. That one's blue Java, that one's tall Namois. That one's supposedly Mysore, but we'll see. Those 2 fine. Ice cream, blue Java and Namois do fine. I don't really need to experiment to see how well they do. I know how well they do. But a lot of these I just haven't taken care of. And then over here, it's getting harder to get mulch. So we're trying no mulch. We have irrigation, so it's not like they're gonna dry out. Let's see if I can remember. I planted these last Thursday or Friday. This is, oh God, Dwarf Red. This one, I think is Lakatam. This one's another Potogo. I tried not to do duplicates until I get as many varieties as I can get here, but I only have 2 Potogo, and I want them both out here because I know they're gonna do better out here because they get water and they actually get cared for. So the other one's in the mulch over there. This one's here. It's got cow manure or horse manure, which is more or less, I don't know, shavings. This one, I don't remember. Oh God. That one's Dwarf Brazilian. I don't know what this one is. That one's Orinoco. That one's Goldfinger. That one I know that I don't know. That one's just an unknown variety. This one is something. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's supposed that it is possibly Gros Michel, but I've only had it fruit once, and it was a long time ago, and it was in the middle of winter, so it got wiped out by the cold, and I stopped caring about the plants after that, just because of, you know, I got busy. So now it's out here, and if it does good, hopefully it'll fruit, and I'll be able to tell if it's just a tissue culture mix-up with Mysore, or it kind of looks like Mysore, so who knows. But we got beans with cassava, velvet bean, and some different types of regular beans, and jack beans, and pigeon pea, and grass, of course. This whole area had a lot of weedy trees like chinaberry and cherry laurel, and we ripped them out and root raked with a big front end loader. Did a lot of, I mean, this whole area like that basically got left alone. Everything else got bulldozed and root raked, and had so many different disturbances, heavy machine disturbances, and it's doing pretty good. Considering it's spring, we just got some rain, but we weren't getting that much rain. I mean, this was just sand 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we just seeded 2 days ago. So this is stuff that was already here. Let's look at more stuff. No bananas, other stuff. I'm not even going to show you the pop-up nursery because it looks like shit. So this is this whole system is my take on Syntropic agroforestry, or at least what I can do with the stuff that I have on hand. There's very few things that I purchased for this, plant-wise. I think I bought some, you know, Cherry Rio Grands, you know, maybe 4 or 5, and I think I already had some. Other than that, a lot of the stuff was either grown by dug-up propagation, or from seed, or from cutting. So these Mexican sunflower, I did dug-up propagation. I have another row back behind this Napier grass that was done by cuttings, and I like digging up clumps better. Same with this Napier grass. I did a row of cuttings on the other side. I've already cut it back. It's already gotten big enough to cut back. But this was all stuff that I dug up. I dug up clumps, separated them, and planted them the same day I dug them, and very good results. I did this, I didn't do it all at once. I'd say from that banana back, I think I did it on like April 18th. I did this whole thing. And then before that was probably February 18th. And we did not get water on this property until I'd say April 10th or something like that. So for a while I was just coming out here, putting 2 5-gallon buckets in my Accord and hand watering. But I only had 2 or 3 rows. But this is basically, you have main rows, which is what this is. And here I just have some easy stuff, Cattleya guavas. I like them. Eventually I'd like to do avocados and stuff. But this row is just Cattleya guavas as the main tree. They're spaced every 15 feet. There's another one, what that flag is. In between there's a banana. Eventually that'll get removed if these ever need the space. And in between every banana and fruit tree, I have either the local interlobium that we have, or it's Guanacaste from Kevin Cruz down in Naples. Seed's great, honestly. I score them with snippers, just cutting through the shell, and direct seeded them. They were coming up in a week. But those are in between every banana and fruit tree. This is the local one that I have. I only have 2 of these actually. The rest are Guanacaste. There's one here. There's one here. These are supposed to grow up tall. I'll top them at a certain height, and they'll grow out and provide some light filtered shade, as well as mulch, as well as nitrogen fixation. But really it's the light filtered shade that I want. And then of course you have ground covers like beans and some filler stuff like zinnia. Still working on getting more cuttings of some perennial vegetables out here. I've just been doing other stuff. I can always come back later and put them in. But you have the main rows. They're all organized like that. There might be different stuff, different varieties of bananas, different fruit trees, different smaller stuff. But they're all organized with 15 feet in between every fruit tree. In the middle, you have a banana. In between that, you have some sort of early emergent nitrogen fixer. If I had rainbow eucalyptus out here that I can buy or get, I'd have it. I'm working on getting some of my own started from seed, or somehow, because I'd really prefer those. Even though they do get hit by the cold, both of the interlobiums, the interlobium guanacaste and the native one, both gets, or the local one, both gets hit pretty hard by the cold. Yeah, we have main row, a service row, and a mid row, and then another service row, and then back to another main. So if I come back out here, show you a side profile, I can explain it a little bit better. So, that sucks. You have your mid row, service row, main row, main row. If you're growing bigger stuff like mangoes, which I can't really do here, or avocados or peaches, stuff that gets taller and or wider, at first you don't really need all this extra space here for your main fruit trees because they're not big enough. So for me, I'm growing biomass plants in between these rows, and in the midline I have no fruit trees, just, you know, medium-term crops. In this case, and in most of the other cases, cassava. I can harvest those, you know, next January, December, or whenever we have the first hard freeze. Replant it with something, but eventually, if and when these fruit trees get big enough where they need that space, those can go. It's not anything of value. And if and when they need this space, these can go. It's not anything of value. I could even put in, what I'm thinking about is, when I harvest these cassava, I'll probably have them replanted somewhere else. And for a couple years, I could probably do a whole row of mulberries here, or bananas, but I'm thinking mulberries, probably Thai everbearing. But these service lines will either always be service lines, or they'll be gone, so that the space can be taken with something else, either the mulberries or the main trees. That's a loquat. But that just repeats: main, service, mid, service, main, back and forth for like 60 feet. The mulched area is 60 feet. This area didn't really get root raked. And this is also the area I did in February. I did this row down, and I didn't have any water, so it didn't really establish that well. Like, this area is definitely going to surpass this area with growth, just because of the head start they got from having irrigation. But we didn't really root rake it that well, or I didn't, because this is all my project. I don't let anyone else touch this. This is my baby. It's kind of grassy, but one row not looking perfect is fine, because the other ones look pretty good. This one's probably the best, just because I really like seeing a ground cover, and these Mavuno cowpeas are doing just that. I don't even have a walkway lane anymore. I can just walk right over it, but it's just too perfect. Okay, I'm gonna walk right over it. All the zinnias that I had are kind of going out, which is good, because I know these reseed pretty well, so I shouldn't really have to plant any more in the same spot anyways. I'm definitely gonna be tagging some of the flowers I really like, so that I remember to come back and get the seed head and plant those out. Like, I like reds. Reds are nice. There's some real puffball looking ones. Like, these oranges are good. Keep those. There's some over here. There's a nice yellow one over here. And all I did was just sprinkle the seeds in. There's some nice ones here too. So that's cool. I'll never have to plant these again, but like I said, you know, I really like these, so I'll remember where this plant is, and when the seed head dries up, I'll maybe just save enough to do a whole row of just the reds, and then continue picking the best looking ones from that couple generations, and maybe have my own variety. But it's been 2 days since the previous footage. I finished the Jenk shade house. I got irrigation. I need a windbreak because the wind here just kind of blows the water away. But it works pretty good. There's some stuff I need to work out, like replace that or fix it. I need benches. But I got, I think, 40% here and 80% there. 40% area is going to be for regular stuff that I use for food gardening, and the 80% is for anthuriums, probably. I have some there, see how they do. But I'm still figuring out what I want to do for windbreaks. I definitely need to do some shade cloth on the side, hanging down. But right here, this way is south. So in this area, I kind of want to do like a propagation planting. I think I have enough mulch for it. I need to weed that, go get some compost. And then stuff that I use a lot of, maybe not chop and drop wise, like I do the Napier grass, but I have plenty of Napier grass. But like perennial vegetable stuff, I kind of want to do a row of katuk here because I know I can get it somewhat tall and it'll get real bushy, and I need, it'd be nice to have a lot of that around. Canna lilies, I don't know, but it's just poly lined with microheads. There might be a better microhead to get that doesn't really mist as much and more sprays droplets, but I haven't gotten there yet. It's better than nothing. And it does work. It does get things watered. I think it'll work better when I get some windbreak. It's because the wind's not blowing right now, but when it does, it just takes everything out in the field. And I need more landscaping cloth. I need to tidy that up. But I did it by myself in like an afternoon or two, and it works. Anyways, hopefully I'll keep up with this vlog, because I'd like to be able to come back in a year and remember what it was like. I always forget to do that. I should have made videos when I put it in, or when I put this area in, but it just looks so bad because there's nothing growing because you just planted it. Now it looks good, and I don't really have anything to compare it to when I put it in. I didn't take any video. So take video when you do stuff. Just get into the habit if you're like me and you don't like filming stuff, or you just forget to do it, or you're a type of person like I am that's just like, oh, I don't need to take pictures, I want to live in the moment. Well, you forget things. So take video. And then also you can share it. Share your mistakes. Like this area, could have done this better. This mid-row, I didn't really, it's not as fleshed out as it could be. It's got 3 things in it. It's got cassava, pineapple, and sugarcane, and weeds, so 4. But I could have done it like I did this one over here. This is another mid-row. It's got bananas, zinnias, canna lily, roselle, cassava, guanacaste's in here somewhere, right here. There's cosmos, there are taro, candlestick cassia, pigeon peas. I think this is the northern adapted one. It's already flowering, so I guess that's what it is. I don't remember. It's another thing, maybe take a log and write things down. More cosmos. Golden papaya, supposedly, we'll see. In the middle here, I kind of left this area cleared. There's kind of a circle. You know, here's the service row and it just ends and then starts back up. I can put a bench here. I just have a thing. But that needs to be removed because I forgot that I was doing that and just planted this row out. But that's good because there's some Napier grass here that aren't doing that well. I can replace them. So I'll dig that up when I get around to it. The center is the Syntropic that I did from air layer from the one that's at my house. It's doing pretty good. The idea with this is dead center in the 60 by 60. The idea is that this grows up like the one at my house. Gets real tall, covers this area, gives me a nice shady spot right in the middle to just sit and be in the center of this. When this grows up, you know, you won't be able to see outside of it and people won't be able to see inside. It'd be nice, it'd be like in a jungle, and this heavy shade that this thing casts makes it to where there's no ground cover. So it'll keep a nice, clean, empty space for me to sit and enjoy and relax and not be in the blaring sun like I am right now. But that's another thing, it's not a whole row all the way down. I have this little space. And then this little space, the center, has some stuff where it's got I think this is a Kaiki taro. At least that's what it was bought as. It is doing pretty good. There's flowers. There's annual Mexican sunflower. There's a more ornamental taro or alocasia or colocasia or whatever, I don't know. There's some pineapples, good pineapples. Pigeon pea that'll probably get cut out. Maybe not, who knows. But I would have rather have that row like this row, just because of the diversity. It's so full, it's colorful, looks nice. Here's more roselle, and it's doing great. Is that a bean? A little bean. And there's bananas at the end. The only reason I did bananas at the end, because the mid rows are all supposed to be cassava. I'm trying to get as much cassava as I can. The thing is, over there by that tree, there's space for cassava, but it's not going to get enough sun to really be as productive as the rest, and I know a banana would do just fine. So I put a banana there, and if I'm going to put a banana in that spot, I want the other spot to be mirrored, so I put a banana there, even though cassava would have been fine. But I like things to be somewhat symmetrical. And funny enough, I incidentally made the mirroring mid-row on this side kind of lackluster too. It's got a little bit more than the other one, but I don't have any seeds, so I also just kind of wanted to see how it would do with a little bit less work. So yeah, this planting, it's kind of hard to say the age because I did it in 2 phases because I ran out of mulch. I had to wait for more mulch. I didn't really want to expand a lot without water, and we didn't have water on the property yet. So I would say this row down, I think I did it in February 18th. So that's however old it is. It's Father's Day today. But this down I did maybe April 18th. So it's only like what, 4 months? Math's hard. 4 months, I'm gonna say. And you know, for a month or two, when I put that smaller area in, I didn't have water. So I was bringing out 5-gallon buckets to hand water everything, and wasn't really getting anything saturated. Yeah, I'll try to keep maybe a monthly video, because if I do it every week, you won't really see that much change, and I'm not going to be able to keep up with doing a video every week. Anyways, next time